are live. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure out if everything is going live. Okay, go live. All right. Looks like I am going live, even on Instagram. Did Facebook before. Now I'm trying Instagram. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Internet. It is cold day in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, I would like to talk about 10 levels of wealth game. Let's see. Okay, so 10 levels of wealth game. This is pretty much the blueprint of how to get wealthy for common folks like you and me, or you and I, whichever is correct. All right. So there's a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to start. Okay, the very first step, in my opinion, is to create a budget. It's when you tell your money what to do instead of wondering, like, okay, where did my money go? I make a good income. Where did it go? Okay, over the years, I've had friends who made more money than I ever had, and they were still broke, still had payments. Where I, praise to God, of course, was able to acquire some real estate and make passive income from it. All right, so create your budget. Let's look here at a couple questions. All right, I think this should be set. All right, how do effectively budget and save? Guidance needed. Mid-20s female. Hi there. I am in my 20s. I am studying in the US in grad school. I am horrible with money management and wanted advice on how can I effectively save money. I have 1600 USD each month that I can put away. Okay, so a couple things. It depends what she means by I have 1600 to put away. Does that mean everything is covered and she has 1600 on top of that, or 1600 is total? But it doesn't matter which way. The first step when you create budget is figure out, okay, what's easiest for me. I like spreadsheets. Not everybody likes spreadsheets. And what you can do is take a notepad, okay, piece of paper, and start outlining all your expenses. It helps if you have a track record of several months of living, okay, so you can go to your bank account. One of the advantages of using debit card is you can see all your transactions. So if you look back 90 days and you can see, okay, this is how much my rent was, this is how much my mortgage was. You write it down. Mortgage, 1,200 bucks, okay? How much my electricity was. Electricity, 50 bucks. Gas, 70 bucks. It was pretty cold here recently. Or water, or whatever, trash, all other fixed or not fixed expenses, but you need to, quote unquote, survive. Okay, you start with that. Cell phone bill, okay? Internet. It's more of a luxury, internet, in my opinion, but you go through all the things, your Netflix subscription, your groceries, obviously that's something you need to survive. Okay, so you go through all these things and you write them all down. Okay, then you go and you check your income. How much did it come in that month? And if what came in is greater than what went out, good. Okay, you live within your means, which unfortunately a lot of people do not do in the United States of America. All right, from there you outline all that, and then you see, okay, what is my surplus? If there is no surplus, okay, you need to figure out, okay, am I making too little and I need to pick up more work so I can, I have enough income to pay all my bills? Or do I need to cut off stuff, like Netflix? Okay, and instead of watching shows, go and pick up a second job or something like that. So those are the things. I like to do both. I like to burn the candle on both ends, sort of. So I like to increase my pay if I can, invest in real estate. As you know, I like to increase the rent. I like to save on expenses. So, for example, cell phone service. You know, a lot of people pay $50, $60 a month, excuse me. But there are plans that you will pay, only $30 a month, even 25. So I use Tello.com, and it's 25 bucks a month with unlimited internet. Of course, there's a cap of 50 gigs or 60 gigs or something like that. I've never seen the limit yet, but anyway, so you go through all your items and you figure out, okay, I can save on that, or can I save on that? Okay, do I need super duper fast internet for my gaming? Well, if I cut that off, how much it will save me? Okay, so all these things you go through, and that's how you create your budget. Okay, from there you look, okay, so here are my goals. We're gonna go through all these 10 levels of wealth, of course, and okay, I would like to put away 15% of my income into retirement, okay, or I would like to take the surplus and pay off my debt so I get out of debt, but it's going to be next step. So, but this is first. You see how much goes to on your debt coverage, okay, so how much all your minimum payments, how much is your student loan payment, how much is your car payment, all the debts, credit card payments if you have any, and you'll line them all up. Okay, and you'll figure out, okay, if I need to use my credit card to survive, well, I live above my means, and that means I'm going to be going deeper and deeper in the hole. If it's $100 a month overage, then it's going to be $1,200 a year, okay, and it's going to only increase if you're not going to stop it, okay. So, second thing, talking a lot. Give me a second. Second level is protect your income with life insurance. If something happens to you, your family doesn't get wrecked financially. So, again, my wife, 100% or full-time stay home. She does do some part-time work. Actually, she picked up a lot recently here. But if I die, okay, a lot of bills not gonna die. Mortgage still there, okay? We haven't paid our house yet. Haven't paid it off. So all those bills are still coming in. Okay, thank God we don't have any car payments. We don't have any debt except our business debt, but it's still personal. Anyways, so she would need the income that we live on, which is my income, to be replaced. Okay, that means she goes to work. That means somebody else needs to watch our kids and stuff like that. But if I'm insured at $1 million of life insurance, if I pass, then by investing $1 million at regular or average mutual funds, she'll be able to replenish my income with the money that's coming in at 10%. That should be $100,000 a year, and she would still be comfortable. Hopefully, she'll still miss me, but at least she's not gonna miss my income. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make light of it, but it's actually very hard when somebody's passing, and now they have to not only grieve, but also scramble and figure out, okay, what do I do? Do I sell my house? Okay. Do I need to downgrade my lifestyle, move to a different area, start renting instead of owning a house because now all of a sudden I can't afford it? Okay. And as you know, rent is not much cheaper than some mortgages. So there is that. All right. So step number 3, save 1,000 as a starter emergency fund. This keeps small emergencies from turning into credit card debt. That's the goal of that. Okay, so I don't know percentage, I'm not going to make it up, but a lot of people in the United States do not have $400 for emergency. Okay, that's what that $1,000 starter emergency fund is for. Okay, you need to replace a tire. Okay, you have money for that. You don't go into debt. The point of that is that you don't go into more debt. And it's not enough. It's not going to be enough to replace your HVAC system, but hopefully it will encourage you to work towards getting out of debt. Okay, because that is the next step, next level in wealth game. All right, level 4, pay off all consumer debt. Debt snowball, that's what I prefer. You kill payments, free up cash flow, and finally feel momentum. All right, relatively easy. You line up all your debts in based on the how much you owe, basically the amount. All right. So if you have a credit card of $1,000, 5 and 10, you line them up like that, and you pay minimum everywhere. Okay, and when you do your budget, you see how much surplus you have, and you start putting that into towards the smallest amount credit card, $1,000, right? So then you pay it off in a month, 2, 3. Now you have all amount that you principal you were paying on that, or payment that you were minimum payment that you were paying on that first credit card, plus the extras you were putting on it, and you roll that over and you start putting it on the second debt. And this way you can calculate how long it will take you. Okay, so increase your income, put more money into it, well, then you will get out faster. Okay, spend less, you'll get out faster. And this is just math. Not everybody likes it, but it's simple. It's a math problem. Your income and your outgo. Okay, there's two variables you can control. Even income you can control. You can do side jobs, gigs, stuff like that. Second job. Okay. All right. So after that, we go to building actually fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Now you are prepared for real life, not just flat tire. Okay. Whew. Trying to fit a lot of information here. So 3 to 6 months of income is what you work towards after you pay all your debts. Okay? Because if something happens, and it's not if, but when something happens, you are prepared. If you let go of work, if you work government job and now everything is frozen because somebody cannot figure out their disagreements, in the government, you have money to survive on. You don't have to now be in poverty or lose a lot of stuff because you cannot afford that anymore. Okay, so you put 3 to 6. Again, I'm conservative. I like 6 months, so nothing happens, or we have an emergency fund for those emergencies when they happen. Okay. Next level would be invest 15% of your income into retirement. This is where compound interest starts doing the heavy lifting. Okay, a lot of people try to start this step earlier when they have a debt or when they're saving for emergency fund. The reason it's not a good idea is because when you try to do many things at the same time, you have mediocre results in all of them. Okay, and when you focus on one, you get it done faster, and then you move on to the next level of wealth gain. So here, another thing is also, let's see. Again, people try to do different things at different times, but one of the reasons you want to build up your emergency fund first, because if anything happens of a significant scale, all right, so you don't want to dip into your retirement, okay, because you have it. Now you don't use credit anymore, you don't use credit cards, and now you have an emergency that you didn't save for yet. And now all of a sudden you have to go and take money out of your 401k. Not a good idea. It's like borrowing at a very, very high interest rate. Don't recommend that. All right, once you put 15% into your retirement, next step, or once you're putting it consistently into retirement, the next step would be pay off or save for a down payment on a house. You buy a home on your terms, not the bank's. Okay, you save down payment for the bank. You save down payment for the house, for buying the house. Now, again, you can temporarily stop your retirement investments for a year or two to save the down payment. So again, you don't do two things at the same time, and it takes longer. All right, because then you can catch up easier once you already saved the down payment. All right, but saving for the house is the goal. Buying it. Okay, after that, once you have a house, you're already putting 15% into your retirement. Next goal, if you have kids, you want to have kids, and you want to give them opportunity to go to college, 529 plan would be the way to go. Start saving for your kids' education. You break the cycle so your kids start ahead, not behind. Okay, for most of us, for myself, definitely starting from zero. I came to America with 50 bucks. That's how I started. And I want, obviously, all of us love our kids, hopefully, and we want to give them better start. You know, if they have that and they can choose college, um, there's pros and cons of going to college, of course, but if you don't have money saved up for it, well, there's an option to go to debt, and you definitely don't want your kids to start negative. You know what I mean? So next level would be pay off your mortgage. All right, that's obviously years down the road, but you have extra money. You're making more now. You're putting 15% into retirement, saving up for kids, and you have extras. Well, let's channel it towards paying off the house. That would be a next step. All right. So again, the goal is to play this wealth game. And that's how you become wealthy. You pay off your residence, primary residence. Now you free up so much money towards saving up even more and more and more, putting away more money. Of course, now you can spend more on things as well, nicer cars maybe, or replace cars more often. And the last step would be build lasting wealth. Your money works for you, and freedom becomes permanent. So you just put a lot of money into retirement, uh, max out your 401k, for example, and it just grows, compounding, compounding, compounding. And that's what I really like and what I suggest. Invest steady, compound your net worth. All right, my net worth right here. Working on that. I'm tracking it all the time to see. Okay, it went up. Sometimes it goes down. Not a big deal. It's a long-term goal for me. All right. So if you're still with us, we're gonna go through several questions here to address each one of those levels of wealth gain. Okay. So the first one would be, how do I effectively budget and save? Guidance needed, mid-20s female. Hi there. I'm in my 20s. I'm studying in the U.S. and in grad school. I'm horrible with money. All right, we already talked about it. I apologize. We answered that. Next one. Poverty idiot. Budget help, please. I just need some assistance here. I am working poor. I make 15.25 full time. I'm assuming it's an hour. Wife makes $31 full time. We have 2 teenagers. Rent 20.50. Electricity 500 per back payment. It's actually around 300, but it will be 500 for a while. Internet 90, car note and insurance 550 to 20, other car 350, 240 ish. Okay, it's clear I have to give up the other car. How the hell do I survive on this? I feel like I should have a lot more money. I can't apply for assistance for anything. I'm in effing hole. I live in Arizona. I'm not sure what the heck to do. Edit. Thank you for all the help. Blah blah blah. Okay. So here you go. It's a budget example, right? Budget question. He spends a lot of money. Okay, so he has obviously making 15 bucks an hour. That's one glaring problem. Is why 15 bucks an hour? Because even if you get 20 bucks an hour, which is $5 difference, okay, $5 times 2,000 hours a year, that's 10,000. That's almost, it's 800 bucks a month. That's a big difference, you know. And if you can't find a $20 job, well, why don't you get a second job, okay? Stuff like that, especially your wife making 31. Good job. Good for her. But again, we line all those items up. We count how much we bring actually every month. Rent is $20.50. It might be too much. All right, let's do it live and use calculator. And that's what you would do. So let's see what we make. We make between two of us 46 bucks. Okay, 46 times 2,000-ish. We make 92 divide by 12. Okay, 76. So obviously they bring home less after taxes. Okay, all right, and means what does that mean? Does that mean that the rent is probably too high for them? All right, it should be about quarter of what you bring home, and this is definitely too high. So that means that rent they can't afford on this income. Definitely need to increase income, move to a cheaper place, to a cheaper area. Those are the options. Okay, it's nothing personal. It's not nothing emotional. It's just math. Obviously, you can't make it. It's not enough money, or we spend too much. Okay, now we add in car payments. We have 3, 8, $900 a month in car payments, plus all the insurance. That's another, man. I don't even know what you live on. Get rid of the cars, both of the cars. I don't know how much you have left on to pay on them, but again, this is math. Get rid of the payments. Increase your money that you make. So once you get rid of that, that's $900 a month. You just freed up. Okay. Now you can do something with that. Again, you get a job for $20. All of a sudden, you found another $800 a month. That's 1,600 already. That's a big difference. All right, and that's how you work through the budget. All right. Moving on to the next thing. Scrutinize my budget, monthly budget. Am I living beyond my means? And here is the budget. Can you see it? You can see it. Let's see. All right. So net income 5,600. Okay, fixed cost. I already looked through it. It's 3,100. Sounds good. Investing 1,200. Sounds good. Savings 250. Sounds good. And discretionary 1,078. So it all. See, good example. This is how much he makes. Everything that he spends is within how much he makes. Nothing wrong with this budget. He gets to save and invest as well. The only one thing I would recommend is to have pocket money, what we call it in our family, like discretionary. Like this is gym, but you put something else. Never mind, you have other. All right, you all good. Nothing wrong with this budget as long as it gets you to where you want to go and meets your goals. That is beautiful. Okay, and this is a person 31 single. Very good, very good. Next level of wealth game is life insurance really necessary if you already have good savings? Okay, that is a good question. It depends what you mean by good savings. Why do people even bother with life insurance when savings can cover stuff? Yeah, so let's say you have $1 million in savings, right? And you live on $100,000 a year. Okay, so if you pass and you now wife with that money, well, $1 million will last how long? If it's not invested, it's gonna last for 10 years, and that's it. You run out of million, right? So what life insurance does is let's see. Yes, when you have $1 million and you now can invest it and live off of that and make the 10% in S&P 500, and in perpetuity have $100,000 a year, great. You don't need life insurance, okay? But if you don't have that, my father-in-law who passed last year asked me that question. Why don't we just save $100 a month instead of paying $100 a month for life insurance? And they were in their 60s at that time. And I said, that's a good question. Let's calculate. The first year, if you put $100 a month into savings, the first year you will have $1,200. That's not enough even to have, not for burial for sure, but definitely not enough even for cremation, which was like $3,500. So here is the answer. But once you get life insurance, right then and there you have, in their case, it was just burial insurance for $12,000 or $15,000. So a month in, you already have $15,000 if something happens to you. Okay, And of course, we don't know when we pass. Unfortunately, in that case, they did cancel the life insurance, and he passed a year after he canceled the life insurance. So, unfortunate situation. So we don't know what we don't know. Again, so to answer this question, if you have enough money and your surviving family will not worry about finances, you don't need life insurance, period. When you're too young, you have no kids, no dependents, you don't need life insurance, okay? Life insurance when you have dependents that depend on you. All right. Let's go to the next one. Should I get life insurance? 19-year-old. Hello, I'm 19-year-old college student who is married to a 20-year-old college student. We are both juniors and work part-time at our university. We are debating on getting life insurance now or waiting till we get full-time jobs after graduation. I don't know if there's any benefits to getting life insurance right now. Let me know what you think. Thanks. All right. Well, like I said, in this case, you don't need life insurance. But there is one benefit. The younger you are, the probability of you dying is lower. So life insurance much cheaper. And if you get it at that rate at 19, like say for 35-year term, you will be 55. Okay, likely your kids already depends, you don't know. But just math wise, likely your kid's going to be grown by then, and it's going to be penny for you for life insurance. Now, again, in this situation, don't recommend life insurance. Nobody depending on you. If something happens to you, your wife just moves on, downgrades potentially on the apartment. She graduates the school, and then she goes and gets a job and lives her life. You don't need life insurance. Okay, moving on. How much for good emergency fund? Hello, everyone. As the new year is approaching, first I want to set some goals. One of them is having a strong emergency fund. I am 25 years old. My fixed expenses are about $3,500 per month. I invest 6% to my 401k for employee match, 5 for my ESPP, and max my Roth HSA for 2025. I have around 15K in my taxable account. I have already 3 months emergency fund, but I am trying to push it to 6 months. Nice. That's what I have done. Should I account 3.5 per month, or should I consider some income from, let's say, Uber Eats, part-time jobs? So it's all kinds of stuff going on here. The person is obviously doing very good with saving, and they want to increase their emergency fund. So if you live comfortably and you don't try to hustle here and get Uber Eats and make more income, then just cut down your investing for a little bit, and you will save up that 3 months more in the emergency fund very fast, relatively. Okay, so you can do that. You can do Uber and do it on top. But again, according to wealth levels, according to levels of wealth gain, just stop your investing for a month, 2, 3. It's not going to be significant loss there. You'll save up another 3 months of your emergency fund. You will have 6 months, and you're good to go. You can move on. All right. Oh, just starting retirement planning. Is this all right? So I'm 28 right now, and I started investing like mid-year 2025 since I got a job paying me 70K. I contribute 4% into 403b plan with my company contributing 2%. I have a Roth IRA contributing 600 a month, and individual account investing 400 a month. So far, I have 13K invested. I know it's not a lot, but I just started really. This is okay for right now. It will change based off salary changes. Okay, so the best time starting investing 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. No shame in your game. Good job starting. Okay, you're already putting stuff in there, and 13K is not a lot, but with you doing these numbers for the rest of your life, at least those numbers, you're gonna be a millionaire. You start at 28. This is very good. For sure, keep it up. Um, but that's generally the plan. If your job matches, in this case it does, put up to the match. Okay, the rest of 15% put into Roth IRA, and if you have still money left over, then put the rest into 401k. So 401k match, Roth IRA, then 401k, if that's your 15%. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. What retirement planning tool do you use? I've used whatever before and looking for something similar. The ability to integrate the third party optimization such as Vanguard, Fidelity, Betterment, Citi, 529, etc. Huge plus. I was looking at bounding since. Anyways, I'm not going to continue with that one. For those that don't care for integration, what retirement plan do you recommend? And again, like I talked last time about yesterday, I talk about simplifying your life. You don't need all these things. Simplify that. You don't need to watch them every day. You figure out what's your plan. Okay, I already put emergency fund. I saved up emergency fund. Now 15% of my retirement, of my income goes into retirement. Okay, what do? I put up to the match into 401k at my job. I put the rest into Roth IRA. If I have still a little more, I put it in 401k. I go in there, I set up what funds they go to. You can always have a person like myself help you with that. Once you set it up, you put it on autopilot, you don't need to do anything. Like for last year, my Roth IRA contribution from myself and from my wife, I have not checked them. I just see that they go off of my checking account, and that's it. My net worth go up and up because of that. That's it. Market goes up and down all day long, every day. It doesn't matter. It's a long game. All right. Make it simpler for yourself. All right. All right. How to start saving for a house. Hello. Currently, I make about 50 a year, and I'm supporting my husband and myself while my husband is finishing up nursing school. Right now, I cannot save up much with my husband in nursing school. However, my husband is supposed to graduate, start working in December, and in January, we will begin saving up for a house. Again, so these are the steps these are the levels of wealth that I just outlined. Follow those. Okay. Now you were living on 50,000. What if you keep living on 50,000? Okay. You will be able to go through them, pay off all the debt, save emergency fund, start putting 15% into your retirement, and put money away for down payment. Okay, 1 year, 2 years, you'll get it knocked out easily. If now your husband's gonna make 50,000, it's gonna be 100 in 2 years. Okay, so put a down payment, buy a house. That's it. Super simple. The hard part is to stick with your plan because you will have shiny object. Oh, now we just doubled our income. Let's buy nice cars, put them on the payments. No, don't do that. All right. Next step is starting savings for your kids' education. 529 plans, are they worth it? All right. I think my camera just went out. Let me check that for a second. All right. Sorry about that. That is annoying. I have 30 minutes limit on that. I'm amateur at this, of course, so I'm using what I have. Okay, are they worth it? People still utilizing 529 plans for their children. I'm torn whether or not to start one. I can see benefits in both going to college and not going to college. Again, this is a very interesting question, and there are benefits to both. Okay, but you can give your kids option, and this is just another tax advantage tool to put money into for your kids. Okay, because you put money there tax-free and it grows tax-free, okay? But you can use it only for education, whether it's college, whether it's school, private school, anything like that, it's good for that. So how I look at it is the money you put in there are not taxed, okay? And you can use it. So basically you're avoiding paying taxes on that money. So that's the benefit of it, okay? But it can be used only for education. Okay, next one is, should I pay off my house? Because that's one of the levels of wealth game. Okay, right now I have loans on my rentals, and I'm just thinking when I do my net worth calculations, if I take, let's say, $1,000 from my checking account and I put extra on the principal of the mortgage, what would that do? Well, what would it do? It's still my property. Let's say it costs worth $100,000, right? And I owe 50 on it. Well, by putting 1,000 there, now I owe 49. So my net worth just moved from my checking into the equity of the house. And I was just, man, this is amazing. That's one of the things that when you pay for something, you do not lose that money actually. So by me paying off my mortgage, my home mortgage or my rental mortgage, I'm just moving the money, but it's still in my net worth, which is mind blowing to me. I'm trying to decide if I should pay off my house early. I'm 35, 150K a year, owe 80 on my home at 6%. I only have 100K between my retirement accounts, small money market. I recently opened with 5K in it. I'm currently maxing out my Roth IRA and 401K. I do not have an HSA. Not sure if I should open one. Okay, so according to wealth game levels, you want to pay off your house or start prepaying your house or pay it off pretty much at on this level, and then start maxing out your 401ks. Okay, 15% into retirement, then you pay off your house, and then more into retirement. That's simple. Okay, why do people max out 401k? Understand it's called free money when your employee matches the contribution, but why do people always say to max it out? Okay, and that is the reason, because the money there, it's in a tax advantage account. I think I said it wrong, but yeah, tax advantage account. So you don't pay taxes on that money right now. So it grows in that account, and you're not paying taxes on that right now. So the only alternative would be is market accounts where you paid money on it, you put it there, and it grows there, and it grows, and you'll still have to pay taxes on that. So that's the only benefit of that. Max 401k in the beginning of the year or constant throughout? That is a good question. Here's an interesting topic I've been thinking about lately. What are the thoughts on maxing out 401k in the first few months of the new year 2026? Take the hit up from the 2026 and get to the max limit early. Say put 50% of my check into 401k the first 3-4 months of the year and max it out. Okay, so a couple things. If it doesn't affect your life, do it. Do it. If you put, let's say you put 1,200 a year, right? In the lump sum, for example, let's see you do it in 4 months. That means you put 300 every month, okay, versus 100 every month for a year. Well, the more you put up front, okay, the more time that money will grow. All right, so if you put 1,200 up front, that whole 1,200 is going to grow 12 months. Okay, if you put 100, so 100 only will grow 12 months. Then you put another 100 in February, right? So now this 100 will only grow 11 months. Okay, the third one only will grow 10 months, and so on. So the more you put up front, the better. Put the whole 100%, 1,200 in the beginning of the year. It will be better from growth perspective. But if it's going to affect your life that you're going to be eating ramen noodles, maybe not a priority, okay? So when you pay off your debt, you are being very frugal. You want to be very intense, okay? Like Dave Ramsey says, after you pay off your debt, you're more intentional, all right? And that is all I have, guys. I appreciate you joining me for this stream. Please do this. Be consistent in your investing. Okay? Invest steady, compound your net worth. Alrighty, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you Monday, hopefully.